Hello and welcome to Allie and Aaron's big day. We are super excited to have you and to celebrate, and the weather has been great so far, we hope.
But we just wanted to thank you guys so much for coming, and we just appreciate every one of you guys, and just not just today, but so many of you guys have been so involved, in our relationship so far, and just encouraging us and just being with us. And we just want you guys to know that we love you guys so much, and we're so excited that you're here and that we're gonna have a blast, and that we just love you guys, and thank you so much for everything and for today, and just for being with us and supporting us in our relationship and now in our marriage, and going forth and what we're gonna be doing. And so we just love you guys, and thank you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I always used to tease Allie and hit on her a lot because it was funny, because I was kind of younger and scrawnier, and so it added a lot of comedic value that I think we both appreciated.
He was my bass player, and I came back and he wasn't this little kid anymore. He was like all grown up, and I was like, that's Aaron? Really? We hung out, for the next couple years, and all of the leaders at youth group were all friends, and we would always hang out and do stuff together. And so he and I hung out, and we were friends in that regard. And then actually we attribute the TV show Lost to what brought us together. We spent 3 days, 8-hour days, watching Lost, just him and I at his house, and that really got to be the thing that we were comfortable hanging out just one-on-one, and we started hanging out more like that, and then got to be really good friends. And then he joined the Navy and left, so I was all bummed because I finally had a really good guy friend here, and he just left. And he was in boot camp and started writing me letters.
What attracted me to Allie was that she just had this sort of magnetic personality and this strong personality that you just kind of gravitated towards. She also had a really pretty smile, which I thought was really cool, and so I like to make her laugh because it's good to look at.
He's so genuine and so real, and so he can be such a dork, and 5 minutes later he's having a deep conversation about life and God and his family, or friends and stuff like that. And it's just just compliments me very well, because I'm the same way. I love having fun. I love being stupid and childish, but at the same time I love having deep conversations and having really, really rich relationships with people.
I just always admired her. I thought she did such a great job with making people feel good about themselves and making people feel better. And I just love that trait about her, and that personality that you just want to be around her.
Our first date was actually the day after my birthday, my 24th birthday. And Aaron he was home for Thanksgiving from the Navy. And we had been kind of hanging out prior to that, and just we knew at that point that we both liked each other, but we were not really sure if we were going to start dating or whatnot. And so he was asking me what I wanted for my birthday, and I was trying to push him a little bit. And so I told him that what I wanted for my birthday was a first date.
I remember I had to ask her dad, which I was really nervous for, but it ended up being totally cool.
So we went to Old Town Fort Collins and ate at Bassetti's and just talked and just had a great time.
Yeah, we did that, and it was fun. I don't really remember a whole lot else.
On the way back to Loveland, he decided to stop and show me all these random places he graffitied when he was young, and I think he was just really nervous and didn't know what to do, so he was trying to fill time, and so he was showing me lots of stuff from his past, and it was really funny.
I knew Allie was for sure the one. It wasn't real long after we were dating, but I was in San Diego. I was stationed out there, and I think it was just a night we just got done talking on the phone.
Jen and I went and visited him out for spring break in San Diego, and we'd been dating a little while, and it was just, I don't know, it was just something that was just right. And there's just such peace about Aaron, which was a huge thing for me, because I mean Aaron's my first boyfriend, and I never dated anyone, and so I was really nervous.
I just kind of was thinking, and I'm just this is pretty incredible. We've just had this just kind of connection, and it just felt so right, and there were just so many things that I just loved about her already, in the relationship, and I knew a lifetime with her would be, I knew that I had to do everything to get her. I knew that I just was going to do whatever it took.
It was just this moment where I was okay, I know where this is going. I know how this is going to end up, and I'm just going to enjoy the journey. And so yeah, I would say that's definitely when I knew. It was when I was driving home with his sister.
So the proposal and everything like that was was something I knew I wanted to do. I talked to my parents, I let them in on the know, and my sister that, hey, I'm gonna propose to Allie, but I didn't know when I was gonna do it.
I knew Aaron was gonna propose at some point. I did not know that he was gonna propose when he did.
I talked to her dad, I asked her dad for her hand and all of that, and then I remember the thing that kind of like, you know, made me decide, hey, I should do it in Japan, because I was planning on having her come out for a couple weeks, and he said it would be a mistake not to do it there because it's just such a cool, you know, cool story. So I was like, okay, we'll check, we'll do it in Japan.
All of my friends were telling me that when I went out and visited him in Japan that he was gonna propose, and I was like 100% sure he was not going to. And you know, part of it was, you know, in the beginning of the relationship, he and I had always talked about, well, we want to date for a year, and you know, like make sure we have, you know, time to get to know each other and all that stuff. And so that was kind of in the back of my mind. And when I was visiting in Japan, we'd only been dating, I think like 10 months at that point. And so I was like, nope, like nothing's gonna happen before a year, because we said we're gonna date a year.
The time came for me to look for a ring, and I was just having such a hard time finding a ring in Japan because everything is so small, and you know, it's just these little like toy rings that I didn't like. So I never actually had a real ring when I proposed to her, but I had a kind of a, you know, one that I liked that looked real, or at least as real as I thought. And so I also had a ring pop as a backup if, you know, I needed to do it that way. What ended up happening was we were kind of walking through this like park area that overlooked Tokyo at night, and it was beautiful, and it was the city was lit, and it was kind of under this gazebo, or near this gazebo, and had all this like this garden atmosphere. And so I had one more crane left, and this is after I gave her, you know, it was 60 cranes that I gave her of just things that I loved about her. The other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to have music that we could listen to, so we could slow dance kind of in this, you know, romantic setting, but my iPod was broken, so that didn't work. So I kind of hummed, like I kind of made my own song, and so we did that for a little bit, and then I stopped dancing, and I said I had one more crane for you, and it was this little tiny gold one that I gave her. It had a question mark on the inside, and so I gave it to her, and she was just kind of like, wait, what? And so then I was like, bam, I got it. So I dropped on my knee, and I think I said something along the line, I don't really remember what I said, but I said, you know, Allie Marie Grossball, will you make me the happiest man on earth?
My reaction was definitely probably not what he was expecting, because I was in utter shock, like just did not see it coming. I mean, you know, we said we were gonna have a romantic night, but I, you know, had not thought that was gonna happen. So, you know, none of it was out of the ordinary for me, because it was all, we're just like, oh, we're gonna have a romantic night, because we haven't had that, you know, kind of for our anniversary or something like that. And so he got down on his knee, and my reaction was, I was just like, no.
So I was all confused. I was like, wait, like, because she was like, I could tell that she was excited, but I didn't know what she was like. I was like, say yes, just say yes. That's all you gotta say. Like, just, that's easy. Like
you're really down on your knee, like you're really proposing, like, whoa. And so he asked me, and I was just like shaking my head, and I was just like in such shock, because I was totally surprised. So he's like, so is that a yes? I was like, oh, yes. I mean, yes, it's a yes. And then like for the next like 10 minutes, all I said was, I was like, oh my gosh, like just over and over again. I was like, oh my gosh, like did that really happen? And he's like, is that all you can say? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like we're engaged.
It went better than I ever would have imagined, and it was just such a, I was just so at peace with how I did it, because I wanted it to be something fun and, you know, a story that she could have. So he definitely surprised me, because I had no idea. I did not see it coming at all.